Are you a sentient manifester? More commonly known as Clairsentient. If so, knowing this can help you better manifest goals.
The 5 styles are tangent, aggrievant, voyant, audient, or sentient, T.E.V.A.S for short. I'm going to tell you more about your style and how to boost your manifestation skills and how to get a copy of the full T.E.V.A.S quiz and ebook for free. And if you do the online quiz and you want to see what's your second most dominant, third, fourth, fifth, to see how balanced you are, you might want to get this as well, because you can do the quiz and then you'll see how balanced you are, and you'll also get a lot more details about all the different styles. And I also want to show you a process where you can really learn to develop all 5 styles. So stay to the end to find out about that. So how to recognize sentients? Well, they're often involved in social causes, anything involving caring for others. They're friendly, they're emotionally engaged. They'll use words like "I sense" in conversation, or "I have a good feeling about her," or they might say goodbye or sign off by saying "take care." Greetings would be a more informal hug, the gentle hand squeeze, the arm around the shoulder, that kind of thing. And best way for sentients to learn, by feeling emotionally engaged. They like stories that touch the heart versus hearing a list of facts. They need to understand why they should pay attention to the learning so they can understand the deeper purpose. And social interaction. They prefer to engage with others while learning, such as through icebreakers, group work, or pair shares. In online learning, they probably like social networking. Regular sensory perception. Their advantages are high emotional intelligence, caring, sensitive to others' needs, warm-hearted, can pick up on subtle body language. Disadvantages in extreme types are they may feel overwhelmed in crowds, and they may take on others' feelings and pain and not realize it, and can be overly sensitive emotionally. So the extrasensory perception is, you may have heard of clairsentience. They can feel what others are feeling. They can enter an empty room and get a sense of the emotional residue left by the previous inhabitants. Also known as intuitive empaths, they can absorb the energy of others to facilitate healing and can predict outcomes in the future, but from an emotional point of view. The best way to manifest if you're sentient. Imagine being there emotionally. If you want to manifest a trip to Hawaii, imagine emotionally how you'll feel: excited, at peace, happy. And stay connected emotionally while you imagine. Conjure up all the good feelings you'd like to have from whatever goal you're trying to manifest. So types of professions where you find a lot of sentience are massage therapist, healer, nurse, caregiver, dog trainer, counselor, funeral director, activist, mediator, human resources, early childhood educator, nanny, life coach. So those caring, social types of professions.
Now, as a warning, individuals with the ability to gain information through extrasensory emotions may encounter some challenges in constructively using their powers. Number one, receiving information through emotions can make interpretation complex and subjective. You'll need to decipher the true emotional meaning of the intel. Number two, sensing the emotional nature of future events can be confusing when you don't know the nature of what's coming. Number three, you may uncover a hidden emotional truth in a person, something they aren't acknowledging. And if you point it out, they may react negatively. Number four, clairsentients may also struggle to separate their own emotions from the emotions of others. So learning to discern the source is very important. Number five, filtering out irrelevant or intrusive emotions can be a challenge for clairsentients, especially in emotionally charged environments. Developing selective attention is essential for focus. Number six, because of the abstract nature of emotional experiences, clairsentients may face skepticism from others and within themselves, increasing self-doubt. Number seven, clairsentients may find it difficult to integrate their abilities into a world that often prioritizes visual and tangible information. And finally, number eight, feeling different or isolated is common for clairsentients, as their experience may set them apart from others who lack this extrasensory perception. To address these kinds of challenges, clairsentients can benefit from coaching, mentorship, like minded communities, and practices that help them ground and control their emotional abilities. I'll talk about a few practices in a moment. Now, characters in stories who are clairsentient. Fantasy and science fiction often feature characters with superpowers, which are just extensions of regular sensory perceptions in everyday humans. For example, Deanna Troi is a character in the sci fi TV series Star Trek The Next Generation. She is an empath with the psionic ability to sense emotions. She can transfer positive emotions and memories into other people's minds, and another character named Alcar had a similar ability but used it in disempowering ways by transferring negative emotions and memories into, say, Deanna's mind. Often, a character's greatest power can also be their greatest weakness. Number two, Harry Potter from the Harry Potter books and movies is a wizard who possesses the ability to feel the emotions of others. For example, after the death of Cedric Diggory, he can feel the emotions of Cedric's ghost, which helps bring closure to his parents. Number three, Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2, is a sentient who manipulates the character's ego and Drax with her empathic abilities. Number four, Tia is a sentient from the fantasy sci-fi novel Helio Tropez. She can remote sense the emotional nature of other things to get intel. She is a life coach, a counselor, and inspiring leader to others. Now, when studying the five personality styles,
Eventually try to get a balance of all of them so that the disadvantages of one style don't end up working against you. And so that anytime you want to manifest something, you are working from all the styles. Those are the master manifestors of the world. Now, if you overuse one style, it can create limitations in your life. Those can throw off the integrity of your whole body mind system. So, why are we strong in some capacities and not others? Is it nature or nurture? It's a bit of both. Often there are limiting beliefs getting in the way of using all your manifestation styles. A limiting belief is simply a piece of negative programming buried deep inside your subconscious mind. And this kind of programming can negatively affect every part of your life, from how successful you allow yourself to be in love, in career, in your health, and in terms of your own personal development. So think of it as a computer virus secretly working in the background. It's sneaky and it's hard to get rid of without the right guidance. And the longer you leave it there, the more damage it's going to do. There's a growing body of complex psychological and neurological science that we've spent over 23 years studying, and we've developed several powerful yet easy to use processes to break you free of these limitations. In the process, increase your capacities to create the life you want, not the life someone else wants for you. So, as you may know, as children, our brains are extremely receptive, absorbing everything with no filters, everything that we see, feel, and hear around us, from parents and teachers to bedtime books, cartoons, TVs, and movies. So before 6, we don't have any filters to screen out all the raw info. It just goes straight into our subconscious mind. So all the repetitive messages we receive, good or bad, about money, relationships, get embedded into our subconscious. So it's only after 6 that our brain starts filtering information. But by then, our subconscious has already been locked in. In other words, your childhood programming quietly controls your entire life. To help break free of all that, here's my suggestion. You'll see on this page how to sign up for a free online masterclass called Re-Inspired. Discover a 5-step process to get clear on what's next in your life and create results in the next 30 days without self-sabotage or reversals. And during this training, you'll learn the Tri-Unity 5-step process to give you a mental breakthrough. For example, if you can't get clarity on an important life direction, or you feel stuck in terms of career or financial growth, or have a health issue weighing you down, whatever. No matter what your style is, you can use this triunity process to shift from bad habits of mind to good ones. Then you'll have this triunity 5-step process to use whenever you need until these skills become a default subconscious response to life, and your success will then be on autopilot. And it only takes a few minutes to do. Now, you may have tried several ways to get rid of health, money, work, relationship, or personal issues, and notice, heck, they're still frustratingly there. Or you're only making small improvements and not the big turnaround you were hoping for. And there can be a variety of reasons for that, and we're going to cover what those are, and some of them may very much surprise you. And if you've ever done any processes on removing limiting beliefs before, this one's different. Now, I've experienced this for myself on a personal level too. As I said, I was a very strong sentient manifester and very low in the other styles. In retrospect, I see that I was born with this skill but overused it to survive and be helpful in a household where there was a lot of conflict. I saw that I could literally absorb everyone's negative energy. I could calm everyone down, but I paid the price. It was very hard on me physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I didn't develop the other manifestation skills. Later in life, I learned to use this sentient skill in a smarter way, helping others emotionally without taking on their negativity myself. And part of the way I did that was by developing the other 4 skills and by having processes like the one I'll be teaching you in this online training. No matter what your style is, you can use this triunity process to shift from bad habits of mind to good ones. Then you'll have this triunity 5-step process to use whenever you need until these skills become a default subconscious response to life, and your success will then be on autopilot. And it only takes a few minutes to do. Now, you may have tried several ways to get rid of health, money, work, relationship, or personal issues, and notice, heck, they're still frustratingly there. Or you're only making small improvements and not the big turnaround you were hoping for. And there can be a variety of reasons for that, and we're going to cover what those are, and some of them may very much surprise you. And if you've ever done any processes on removing limiting beliefs before, this one's different. Just removing the limiting belief is like changing the oil filter on a car that's ready for the junk heap, or it's like removing a virus from a laptop that's so outdated that no new applications run on it anymore. Here you'll discover how limiting beliefs are components of larger entities called archetypal characters or self-images, which are in turn components of even larger entities we call mind stories. Mind stories are like operating systems, and yours might need an upgrade. Now, some report feeling like a dark cloud is dissolved from somewhere deep inside. Some feel an instant surge of self-appreciation and feeling capable of taking on the world. Some feel like a cork has been pulled out from their minds and this instant rush of creativity, intuition, and clarity starts flowing through. People agree, though, that the result is they feel change. They can feel in the days and weeks and months that follow, whether it's in their quiet time, conversations, meetings, meditations, or brainstorming. But that's not all. We'll uncover for you a mind story that might be causing you to feel frustration, sadness, regret, because you're not realizing the dreams you know you're here to do. You'll discover how to unhook from an operating system or mind story that's glitchy and outdated by breaking down its component parts, and load a better OS or mind story so that your whole life changes for the better and so that it sticks. Instead of a virus-filled old operating system, you learn how to install a shiny new one with right components in place for the life you are meant to live. So remember, sign up for Re-Inspired, where you can ask questions and get more training in all the T.E.V.A.S manifestation styles. And as a gift for attending, you'll receive for free the T.E.V.A.S Aptitudes ebook and quiz, where you can do the longer quiz and you can find out your manifestation styles, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth most dominant, and see whether you're balanced. And that's the key here. We want to make sure that you are as balanced as possible while also getting clear on what's next in your life so you can create results and just get going on what you're meant to be doing in a much bigger way. And if you'd like to know a bit more about the novel Helio Tropez, stay for a short book trailer.
In a world where love, time travel, and psychic powers converge, prepare to embark on an extraordinary journey. The second edition of the captivating science fiction and epic fantasy novel, Helio Tropez, is now here, Book 1 of the Timeline Redemption series. Tia Violetta's life is about to unravel as she approaches her 30th birthday. Secluded in a Seattle mansion, protected by her paranoid father, she remains unaware of her true heritage and the looming threat to herself and all of humanity. Little does she know, Tia holds the key to something extraordinary, something that the malevolent AI, Sim, relentlessly pursues. Tia and her father, Haddon, are descendants of a subterranean city called Helio Tropez, with inhabitants possessing awe-inspiring abilities. Only by uniting with 4 other women in her family can Tia unleash her pentata powers and help free humanity from the clutches of the parasitic Sim who has kept them apart. But the story takes a heart-stopping twist. Just moments before old Haddon passes away, a young Haddon travels 50 years into the future to protect Tia. This selfless act sets in motion a series of events that shatter Tia's world, fracturing their reality into 2 separate timelines. As Tia and young Haddon navigate treacherous terrains across timelines, their journey tests their resilience and family bonds. Humanity's fate hangs in the balance, poised for ascension or annihilation. One reviewer says, "There is a metaphysical aspect that makes it so much more than just a good read. Fans of sci-fi fantasy will enjoy it for sure, but readers who seek depth will be thrilled to step out of the mundane and into this fascinating world. If you love rich and fascinating characters and compelling plot lines, this is for you." If you want to listen to a sample of the prologue, just click on the link below. And if you're ready to dive into the world of Helio Tropez, get your copy by using the link below or go on Amazon. It's spelled HELIOTROPEZ. Start today exploring this page-turning journey through time and through space.